everybody. Welcome to the Trading with Ashley show. I know you're as happy as I am to have seen so much green today in the markets. So let's have a brief word about the markets. We did reclaim on the SPY that all important moving average. Now we have to see if we stay above that, but that's very positive, the fact that we were able to reclaim that important moving average. And a lot of traders look at that to determine if they jump back into the market. But tomorrow we have consumer sentiment, and so we want to wait and see how that comes out before we start putting some of all of that cash we've been saving on the sidelines. We start pouring more of it into the market. But in my community, we took full advantage of having that green today, and we sold cover calls on a lot of our positions. In fact, one of my members, Michael, he had shared his perspective. He appreciates the fact that there's some patience when it comes to being assigned shares and then waiting to sell covered calls. After all, when you're running the wheel strategy, the most lucrative part of the strategy is when the shares are called away in profit. So you make money when you sell the put. That's great. You also make money after you have the shares when you sell a covered call. That's great. But when you have a share, let's say you got a share at $100 and you sell it at $110, the most money you're going to make in that scenario is the actual call away at $110 because you're keeping all that profit in the middle. And then once you built up all of that cash from the sale of your shares, now you can start selling puts again, either on that same equity or you can move to a different stock. And so that's why the wheel strategy is considered a safer strategy, because really it's just requiring patience for you to be able to realize profit as long as it's a good quality company. That's very important. You need to check the fundamentals of a company, make sure they're profitable, make sure that they have a bright future and that they're making money and that they're innovative, and that will help you in all the scenarios. Because when you have a nervous market like we have had here recently, then quality is what will bounce back quicker when all the money starts flooding in from the sidelines. Now, speaking of a nervous market, our VIX did come down today, which is very exciting as well. And that shows that the investors are starting to calm down a little. Like I said, we'll have to wait to see if that holds for the remainder of the week, but it is a good sign. Now, let's talk about a few of the other strategies and how they're doing in this type of a market. And so one of the strategies I had just posted a recent video on was the buy right. Now, we have really been making some great money using that strategy because it allows us to take advantage of the elevated IV that we've had over the last couple of days and the upward movement of a stop. As long as it's right there, kind of in the middle of its Bollinger Band, it's usually a good spot to determine that you're going to sell a covered call. Now, last week, we just let all of our shares get called away, and that provided some wonderful profit for us, and it was a quick win. So that's the best part about the buy right strategy. It's a quick win, and that helps boost your confidence, and it also helps boost your profit in your portfolio. So that's always important. Now, another strategy that we had done, especially over the last few weeks when things looked a little more daunting, we actually pushed a lot of our plays out further in time. So we went out maybe to June, or even in some cases we had to go out to the fall, but we lowered our strike price and we did it for a credit. Now, the reason that you may want to consider doing that is if you're worried about early assignment, then it helps to lessen the chance of early assignment if you're pushing your play further out in time, especially if you're pushing it down. Now, if you can go down in strike price, that actually helps you in a variety of ways. One, it frees up the capital being held in your broker for your play. So that's going to give you an opportunity to use that capital freed up for other plays. But two, if you are assigned the shares, you're getting them at an even lower price. Now, if it looks like as you inch towards your expiration date that you're not going to be assigned the shares, then you're going to have a chance to take profit by buying that sold put back, and you'll have a greater opportunity to do that if your stock takes off. It'll allow you to get out of the trade in profit and then free up that cash. Now, another trading strategy that we've been using is the use of leaps and, of course, skips. I have termed skips as a call option that is purchased that is 3 to about 9 months out, and that helps avoid that aggressive time decay. So let's talk about those because if you have a leaps like I do, some of my leaps go out to 2027. I'm not as concerned about those, especially if it's on an index like the SPY or QQQ, because like I said, over time, those typically go up, right? But I would have a stop loss of around 10% in this volatile market so that I can allow the market to do what it's going to do. I won't take a huge loss if it decides to retreat, and then I can just redo the strategy when I feel like the coast is clear. But as a lot of you know, I actually started establishing my position with leaps from the QQQ and the SPY a couple of weeks ago. And that's turned out to be a good decision because I have been utilizing those leaps to sell shorter dated calls. In fact, I've been doing daily calls against the SPY and the leaps, and those have worked out beautifully. And I really am not comfortable going further than a day because if the market's infused with just a little bit of good news about the tariffs, then it could just take off. And I don't want to get into a situation where it's really difficult to roll the trade or it's very expensive to get out of the trade if I've sold a call. But we've been enjoying wonderful daily premiums. And that always helps build your confidence as well as a trader. If you can enjoy getting little bits of money every single day that you're trading, that is going to increase your confidence and it's going to increase the base of cash that you have in your portfolio. Now, for those of you that purchase skips, so shorter dated calls, you want to be very aggressive on stop losses with those because you don't have the luxury of time for those to work in your favor like a longer dated leaps might over time. And so if you lose, let's say 25% or 50% of the value of a purchased call that's not a leaps, then you may just decide to cut your losses, take the remaining cash, and then look for a new play that's dated further out. But regardless of if your purchase call is in profit or not, you want to take action on that call at least at that 45-day mark because that's when your time decay picks up significantly and you would have to deal with the erosion of your leaps. Now, if you're going to exercise your leads. So if your intention is to tell your broker, I want to buy these shares at my strike price, then time decay is not as much of a concern, obviously, because you're not going to utilize that portion of the leads. You're not going to sell it. You are going to actually exercise it, and you will need the cash in your broker to buy those shares. So I'll give you an example. I have some Palantir leaps that are the $20 strike price, and I am just going to exercise those, but I'm waiting to exercise them until I actually get closer to the expiration date. The reason is I already have the placeholder for the $20 strike price. Nobody can take that away from me. I paid for that. It's my placeholder. But why remove the money in my broker out of circulation to exercise it early? I could just use that money in my broker and actually use it to make more money and then only exercise as I get closer to the expiration date for my leaps. So that's something you may want to consider if you have these leaps that are significantly lower in strike price. If you were blessed enough to get them early like I was and the stock price has risen quite a bit. You don't need to rush to exercise them as long as you take care of it before your expiration date. So I hope you found these little tips to look at your portfolio, to go over your plays and try to better determine what to do with them. I hope you found it helpful. Remember, if you're with me at Trading with Ashley, there is no trader left behind. Now, for those of you that want an introduction to the wheel strategy, I've got a great video for you. I will post that for you so that you can study it and you can be ready to trade alongside us as early as this week. You'll watch that video right here.